All right, let's talk about no.
Yeah, because everybody has their own take on you shouldn't say no because it hurts their psyche, right? It hurts the
Right.
kid's psyche. But I'm going, if you don't tell them no, how do they learn what their borders or their parameters are, you know?
Yes, exactly. So let me tell you a little scenario that I witnessed. Okay.
Hmm.
So we've got a cute little like 18-month-old climbs up on the fireplace ledge, kind of like what you've got, only without the pretty screen, just a glass screen.
Oh, oh, oh,
Okay,
okay.
little toddler climbs up and he's all giggly, and dad comes running over, to be the good dad. And the little kid notices that when he slams his head back, it made this noise on the glass. And he was like, bam, bam. And the dad is like, no, 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 sweet, I'm so, no, no. And he turns it into this giggly, goofy game. And so his little psyche was not damaged at all. But I'm watching this unfold thinking this kid's going to put his head through that glass because no doesn't mean anything. There is no
Hmm.
value to that word. In fact, now dad has turned it into a game. And so, like, okay, from a just physical safety standpoint, what is the trade-off? What is the benefit of
Right.
so
Yeah, because at some point, the kid has to understand, no, don't touch that, or no, don't do that because it is imperative that you not do that. And I don't know that that actually hurts somebody's psyche to understand that it's important that you don't do that. And then once you've stopped the behavior, then you talk through it and explain, yeah, you're going to get really hurt if you do that. We can't, you know,
right.
and again, age appropriately, you would do that. But
Well, and so I'm watching, this dad keeps going with the Noah's goofy and silly game. And then, I mean, like, we're talking this little kid who has, like, he can say dada and mama. And, you know,
mhm,
dad is trying to explain to him, now we don't want to, you could break the glass. I'm like, okay, this kid doesn't know what glass is. This kid doesn't know
mhm,
what you're talking about.
mhm,
Logicking with, but the idea is like a stop sign in my mind where, like, cold hard stop. No. Little
mhm,
kid comes up and immediately wants my attention, wants, mommy, mommy, mommy. And wait, stop. All of these things that should mean something that don't,
mhm,
because they've never learned that word has any value.
mhm.
So how, like you said, how does this damage their psyche? I guess I understand, like, there's lots of trending, lots of things going on, but how does no, how does me understanding limitations and boundaries, how is this
Mhm.
damaging my psyche?
Yeah, and I guess the thing I always hear is that it's how you said it. I'm like, well, because I say no and it's imperative that you need to stop, that's not being mean. That's being very concerned for your well-being.
That is
And
that is a fabulous point. The argument that how you said it. Um, so to that point, like, if I yell no because somebody's about to get
mhm,
hit by a car,
mhm,
is that me damaging their psyche? As an adult, if I was about to walk into traffic and somebody yelled at me, is
mhm.
that damaging me?
Right. Right. Yeah. It's not. It's actually doing you more good. It's
Right. When I work with little kids, and, like, they're like, they have a problem, mom's like, they're always yelling in the house. They're always, inside voices, outside voices. And I've got exactly 5 reasons that you can yell in a house. They are:
mhm.
the house is on fire, you're bleeding, someone else is bleeding, someone has broken into the house, or there's a bear rifling through your refrigerator.
I don't know that I'd yell on that one. I'd help him. It's like, here you go, honey.
But
But No,
the
exactly. It's like if it's a, yeah, the
it's an
imperative
emergency.
again.
It's an
Hmm.
emergency, then I
Hmm.
yell.
Right.
So if it's okay for children to yell if there's an emergency, why is it not okay for a parent to yell when there's an emergency? If you're okay yelling at another adult when there's an emergency, why would we not feel like, oh no, never raise your voice to your children?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Well,
logic out.
but then there also is kind of that moment when, so say it's not a toddler, but somebody's about to absentmindedly step out into traffic or do something that could
Mhm.
hurt them. And you yell to get their attention, oh my gosh, stop, the imperative again. But then that person feels a little foolish. They feel a little embarrassed that now everybody's looking at them because they were about to do something not dumb, but just weren't paying attention or whatever. But now they're embarrassed because everybody's looking at them and you yelled at me and you embarrassed me because of that. And that actually is a thing that I have had to deal with. That because I have stopped somebody from doing something that could potentially
Well,
hurt them, that
and
I embarrassed them because now people are looking at them. It's like they would have been looking at you if you were smashed by that car too.
right, exactly. And so that opens up like a whole nother can of worms about like self-esteem and self-confidence and all of these other
Mm-hmm.
pieces that not understanding boundaries opens up. And like not understanding the concept of no or stop or even an emergency, again, like this is how we get to this place where, oh, you did CPR on me and you tore my shirt and I'm going to take you to court because you saved my life, but my shirt is missing a button.
Mm-hmm.
What? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?
Yeah. Well, isn't that weird that we have to have, going to that point, that we have Good Samaritan laws because people get in trouble for stopping and helping you?
Yes, it is absolutely unbelievable that, hey, yeah, I saved your life, but I embarrassed you, so you're going to take me to court? Really? Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, you have to rip the shirt open, and now my body is exposed while you're doing CPR. You didn't have to do that. It's like, I'm sorry, but that machine might electrocute you if I didn't do that. So
Right.
yeah, it just amazes me. And and people who are hearing us will say, that's nonsense. Nobody ever acts like that. And I'm
Yes,
here
they
to tell
do.
you, oh,
Yes,
yeah,
they do.
yeah, they do. That's a
Yeah,
reality.
absolutely. And like, well, it's interesting too. I mean, like, and again, I don't want to roll into a lot of political things because I'm trying to like just want to like get the message out to parents that it's okay. No is not just like, oh, something terrible that your parents and grandparents, were tortured with and tortured you with. No is a very important concept. And it is
Mhm.
all about, I mean, like the manners, even like if you think about it, no is intrinsic in all of these things where like you have to understand, no, don't use that fork. No. Like that's
Yeah.
not damaging my self-esteem. That actually should be giving me confidence in understanding what are healthy boundaries, what are not healthy boundaries. And it's not all about, okay, number one, it's not all about me. We live in a
Hmm.
society. I don't care whether like even anarchists have certain rules that they want to follow or they want followed. They just don't want to follow everybody else's.
Right.
That's fine.
Right.
I really doubt any anarchists are going to be, listening to you and I about parenting advice.
Probably not.
So parents that are
Probably not.
out there, I want you to get comfortable with not just no, but yelling it. If there's an
Hmm.
emergency and your kid is about to get hurt, you scream at the top of your lungs. You scare the shit,
Right.
pardon me, out of them so they stop what they're doing. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
Stop.
And I don't think that the psyche is damaged by even an abrupt no, stop it, or even, and you know what, parents, sometimes you get a little frazzled and sometimes you've had a hard day. And doggone it, you don't need to hear the nag, 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 mommy, 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 mommy. And sometimes you just need to say, stop it, the abrupt enough, you know, and
Abs-
there's nothing wrong with that. And I don't think that's going to embarrass your child, and it shouldn't. Your child should know you better. That should not be embarrassing to the kid, and that should not trigger all kinds of traumatic experiences, because the love you show your child in every other scenario outside of that one moment, the kid knows you love them. So you had
Exactly.
one moment where you kind of just like, oh shit, you're human. Your child needs to see that you are human. And sometimes you get big feelings too. And they need to be taken care of, you
Well,
know,
e- e-
and children are very empathetic.
but exactly to that point, the reality is if kids understand no and understand boundaries a little bit better, they have fewer of these big emotion moments. And we can call them big emotions, but we could also call them what they are, and they're tantrums. And
Yes.
never saying no to somebody, you're spoiling them. You're not if you cater to someone's every whim, they're going to expect everyone to always cater to them, always get what I want, when I want it, how I want it, end of story. And if not, then I'm going to have big feelings.
Hmm.
And the more people understand, the more, because children are people,
Hmm.
but they're uncivilized, untrained, unlearned, everything. And if they don't understand, no actually has a meaning, no has a purpose. They grow up
Hmm.
never understanding that, always being like, you said no, that means nothing to me.
Yeah, it goes to that. I think it's Fitzgerald who this little clip of a quote comes from, like, never confuse a single defeat with a final defeat.
Okay,
Just
I
because
like
it's
that.
no doesn't mean forever. It's not always in forever.
Right.
It's just this time.
And back to what you were saying about like the frazzled moments, the bad days, the constant nagging. Again, if kids understand no, you're going to
Hmm.
have fewer of those moments yourself as a parent because you've
Hmm.
already got those boundaries in place a little bit better. You're training your children that manners matter. Manners are it's more than just the please and thank you, which that's another
Yes.
whole ball of wax we can get into at some point. But
Right.
for today, like just the idea of saying no and having that boundary mean something, again, like it's got such huge parameters that like you've got a little kid that never understands what no means. They grow into, I mean, eventually they're going to be a
It can
teenager.
shape so much.
Right, you go out on a date and no doesn't mean no on a date, that's a problem. And now we're
Hmm.
having teenagers getting into very adult problems because they don't understand no means no.
Well, and there's that, to that point, when, going back to the temper tantrum thing, and when the nag, nag, nag of the child, it's like if you let the kid nag up to a point and then you say, "Ah, okay," when you give in, you've just taught the kid it's okay to nag, and I'll just keep it up until you give in to me.
Exactly. And like I want to piggyback this onto like another trending thing. Okay, attachment. Attachment styles. Oh, attachment. Okay, just to be clear, attachment style theory came into play in the 1958. So all you Gen Zs, you did not invent this concept, okay? Balby did.
And
Both.
we're here to ruin it.
And that's right. We're going to destroy because the bottom line, if you actually do any research on attachment style, people feel like, oh, if I'm always positive, then we're going to have a positive attachment. No, consistency is the bottom line in a healthy attachment. Exactly what you were saying. If nag, 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 and then you finally give in, you are actually enforcing an anxious attachment style because there is no consistency. And
Mhm.
so, no is so much more than just this, like, oh, I don't want to damage them. Well, no, you actually are damaging them. And fortunately, consistency, consistency, consistency. I know you're like, oh, but it's so hard. It's so much easier to just let them do what they want. Really?
Easier for whom? Yeah. Because when
And
that kid grows up and is still doing whatever he wants, oh, it's just easier. Yeah, go ahead and stay out all night, honey. That's fine. Go, yeah,
yeah,
you,
it's okay. It's
it's
okay.
okay.
And
Stay
and
out
like
all night.
I'm working with the family where the kid, whenever she gets upset, she tries to stab the dog because no doesn't mean anything. Like, okay,
My
no,
heart just sank 4,000. Oh my God, the dog?
the dog.
Stab a human before you stab a dog. I'm sorry, all of those people out there who's like, no, I'm not advocating stabbing people, but
This is
I
this
would.
is
Ugh.
like I know that like oh it would never get yes, Yes, it absolutely gets this
Yeah,
bad. Okay.
yeah.
This is what lack of consistency, this is what lack of no means.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, yes, yes, no. Say yes to no.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, that's a new slogan. Say yes to no. And I think and there are so many ways we can go with this too, but I wonder about um that whole saying no. I'm gonna make I don't want to hurt my kid. I don't want to feel bad. And then you're saying how that actually is damaging them by not saying no. Do you think that was kind of set up on purpose? Have we sabotaged ourselves by doing that? Do you think?
I mean, like, there's like, we could go down lots of rabbit holes, and the short answer is that a lot of times some of these things, they start from very well-meaning places.
Hmm.
You know, like,
Okay.
the whole idea that oppositional defiance disorder comes into play, rolls out of ADHD because the kid constantly, was no, 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 no. And like, so yes, you can absolutely go overboard with no. You're not supposed to be stopping everything,
Right.
but it's that balance. And so, did this roll out of a place that, came from a rabbit hole? Well, maybe, but we're not going to know. What we know is what we're dealing with now, and the majority of the people are very, very loving, very caring, trying to be wonderful parents, trying
Right.
not to make the same mistakes that we made. How,
Hmm.
as Gen Xers, we've ruined the world. Um,
Hmm.
so I can appreciate their, trying to, fix that. But
Yeah.
yeah, the bottom line is that no is not just you know an antiquated idea. It is absolutely the beginning of healthy boundaries.
Yeah. And I love that thing you said about it being the consistency of it. If you say no and then let a kid go ahead and do it anyway, you're in essence
You,
lying to them and you're making them more insecure.
right,
Yeah, that's
right.
totally on point.
And that actually sets the stage for a more anxious attachment, anxious everything. People who
Yeah.
have an anxious attachment style are anxious. Okay, they don't feel like they can count on anything, and so no is one of those concepts that is so important. And not to completely change the topic, but to completely change the topic, I want to just share the screen real quick as far as our while I'm doing that. Kim, you want to share our
Yeah.
category?
So these topics that we talk about have come up because we've had a lot of questions about and not to poo-poo any one parenting style or train of thought out there, but there are always all these labels and trends that people are trying, and the newest one being gentle parenting because I don't want to say no, I don't want to hurt my child's psyche, and now the trend is starting to come towards maybe that wasn't such a good idea, that gentle parenting is actually causing more anxiety with parents than it was designed to relieve. And we just want to we have this survey that is designed to kind of get your take. What is working with gentle parenting for you? Maybe what's not working for gentle parenting. And we kind of want to get to the bottom of what should we be doing as parents? Do we just parent? Do we
Just
just
parent.
let
Just
our natural instincts take over and stop worrying about how my neighbor does it or how my friend over here does it? And all kids develop, they will all get there. Who cares
and
if one gets there before the other? And all
maybe
parents are doing the best they can for their kids. Sorry.
exactly, and excuse me, maybe not look for at social media for parenting advice.
Right? Right? All the trends on there. Because
All the
parenting is not a trend.
Right, just parent. So
You
here's the
get
QR
one
code.
shot at this, parents, and just be parents.
Trust yourself more, trust social media
Exactly.
less. Um,
Bingo.
go to our survey. This is the QR code, and I'm gonna stop that. And so this is Kim and Cheri saying, just parent.
Just parent.